Hello and welcome to the Upland Daily Show. I am your host, Earthshaker. Thank you guys for joining me today, and we are getting back into it today. I just returned from scouting out parcels in the desert of Moab, but made it back safe and sound. Excited to get back into it. I want to say first, thank you for uh, first video with 100 views, over 100 views with and Venom. Appreciate your guys' support and likes and comments on that video. I do this show for your subscribers. You guys know this, and I really appreciate your guys' support. And came back to a bunch of messages as well, wondering where I had wandered off to, asking for additional content. So, love you guys. Happy to get back to it for all of you, and continue on the show and pumping out great content for you guys. That's my goal. So, if you want to shape my content, put a comment down. Write down something in the comments, respond to everyone, or reach out to me on Discord at Earthshaker, and more than happy to talk about what can make the program better for you. So, first off, we got news about the new USD Fiat program rollout, an update on Tuesday's Oakland stress test, and updated market information that I keep getting surprised by this market information, guys, but the floors are newsworthy to say the least. So don't miss that. Let's see. Collected, looks like Upland has had a couple announcements this past weekend. We can kind of go to that right now. First off, they stressed that they refunded all of the, I don't know where it is exactly, but they did refund all of the sends from last week's stress test and issues with that. Let me share my screen. That would help, right? That would help you guys see what's going on. See, a little rusty getting back into it, a little rusty. But so some of the announcements, yeah, they shared that they are refunding or have refunded the sends, have refunded the travel fees for the first Oakland wave, the initial Oakland wave that was supposed to launch and ended up being a partial launch. So that should all be refunded to you if you were if you incurred any fees during that time or any sends during the last stress test. I think they refunded just a flat 5. So if you lost more than 5, unfortunately, I don't think you get those back, but you do get at least 5 sends there. So easy to get sends either way. As long as they, for me, like as long as they give them back enough that I can go get some more sends, I'm not too worried about it. But it is nice to get 5 back. I spent 4, so again, a net gain for me there, but barely even notice it at this point personally. So as far as sends go, let's see, what else do we have for today? Upland announced that they last week, I think last weekend, they announced that they would expand the Fiat out option to an additional about 400 beta users from the waitlist. In order to qualify, you have to be on the waitlist for the registered beta, and you also have to have been a registered player for at least 6 months. So not a lot of people are going to qualify for this. Not a lot of the newer users are going to qualify for this. I'm sure there are plenty of 6-month users plus out there. You also have to be pro status or above and not in jail. So they are that is a qualification. No surprise. The increased limit will be applied some point in the future here. I think it's interesting to note. Right now it's 10,000. It will increase to 50,000 at some point, although it hasn't been made clear when that specific increase will occur. Obviously, it's needed. We've had a number of transactions go at the top $10,000 range, but I mean, that's just crazy. You think about it. At some point here, I mean, I know in Venom bought this Rockefeller Center for 40 grand, but effective amount of USD compared to the UPEX he spent, but 50,000, like you could flip 2 properties and basically even 1 property for most of the world and basically earn a living wage. So This is getting real, folks. If we start seeing properties sell, not that hustling for 10 grand isn't real, but 50 grand is another ballpark in its own right. Updates on the stress test today. Sadly, I missed it with all the delays, and with the maintenance, got pushed back. I think it ended up being about noon Pacific time. But it sounds like from the team that they did have a positive result in the double sends issue from the stress test. But there were issues that we're seeing today, and reading through some of the comments in the Discord, a lot of lagging going on, just with sending. Some people lost their block explorers totally, and one of the widest things I saw was a lag in minting. I don't know if that was just the properties that were available today, or what it was, but or it was writing to the blockchain, maybe. Pure speculation here, but writing to blockchain is a plausible explanation. Maybe that's something that can be resolved off chain. Previous, a lot of people reported that they, and by a lot I mean several, but they reported that they had tried to mint the property. The little circle had been, little circle had been playing while going over and over again for anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes based on the user. And one user I saw even reported they got the screen that they had minted the property, and then later found out that they actually had not minted the property and somebody else had gotten it, which would be extremely disappointing, especially in this case when they're collection properties, most of them, and there's just a limited amount of them. I'd be really excited, really let down, but all in the name of improving the metaverse, and got to keep that in mind. So it was successful as a stress test, so they did see some stuff. Didn't go into specifics about what they did see today. They're probably still trying to sort through what it is, and I'm sure they'll get back to us. Their communication has definitely increased, and I am loving that from the Upland team. So if you guys are watching, the Upland team is watching, thank you for shooting out quick messages. It goes a long way in keeping me engaged, at least in the metaverse. So one other note, personally seen a lot of ads for Upland out there. Let me know if you guys have been seeing ads too. I don't know if it's just because I've been kind of part of the game, and it's on my internet signature or whatnot, but saw a lot of ads in the past couple days, and wondering if they're on a mad push to get more engagement. Would not be surprised. And across all platforms too, Instagram, uh, uh, Brave, and even a Google ad, I believe was what I saw as well. So, all right, let's get into the stats. I know y'all are itching for the stats, and big and small numbers here. Small numbers being 989 properties that are unminted out there. That's not a lot. That's probably the lowest I've ever seen. 650 of those are FSA. You'd expect them all to be in Brooklyn, but actually only 82 of those are FSA in Oakland. Sorry, did I say Brooklyn? You'd expect them to be in Oakland. Only 82 FSAs in Oakland. The rest are in Brooklyn. 518 FSAs in Brooklyn. I think it's about the rest of those are non-FSAs in Brooklyn. So not a lot out there. And one discrepancy I haven't figured out yet, I believe it was Thursday or Friday, I showed 90,000 locked properties. Today I'm showing 40,800 locked properties. Haven't dug into it, but that's a big significant change. I didn't see a lot of inventory or supply on the market in the graphs over the weekend. So something I think went on there. Not sure what it is, but basically to summarize all of that, there's no inventory out there. There's nothing as far as minting out there. So we'd expect property prices to appreciate. And oh my God, have they appreciated. Yes, San Francisco is up 25% from 3 days ago. 25%. We're at 145%. We're starting to see appreciation take hold. Fresno is up at 180%. We talked about this before, 180%. is by far higher than any other market, especially as far as what you expect. That's due to low mint prices initially. But anyway, still up 30% since Friday. Oakland, 160 to 185% from Fiat. That is up. And then when you get to UpX, 185 to 190% is the floor here. That's up 20 to 50% on the floor. These are like the worst properties, undesirable, that nobody wants. I haven't even looked at like what the desirable properties are. I'm sure the appreciation is looking healthy, I think is the term for it, right? Healthy. Manhattan, we're up 150%. Actually, one of the lowest performers. I just can't believe this stuff. Manhattan, 150% is the floor for the markup, up 20% since Friday. Brooklyn, up only 15%, still really healthy. We've got two properties at like 130, and everything else is at 145% and higher. So the effective floor there is 145% markup. You know, these gains are, I mean, it's kind of what we expected. And I think we're just a matter of days almost here before the top blows off. You know, unless Oakland gets released soon, and even then, you know, I think it's weeks. But yeah, we're looking between hours and days, just based on like how Manhattan got minted. It seems like when FOMO kind of sets in, things just take off. So I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. We don't know. I don't know, but if I had to guess, I mean, that's a possibility. It's a strong possibility. So let's see. On to our largest transactions for the last weekend. Largest minted UpX transaction was 122K. That's an Oakland stress test property from downtown, I believe. Largest secondary UpX transaction, $10 million in Manhattan. That's like $10,000, guys. This is stick it out, man. You guys are early. We're all early, and I'm just excited for what's to come. 16 transactions over 1 million the last 3 days, and over 1 million's over $1,000. I mean, equate it. That's what it is. That's what it is. Most of those properties over 1 million were in Manhattan, but I think there were like 2 in Oakland. To note, largest secondary fiat transaction was $4,350. That was in Manhattan. Over the past 3 days, 127 fiat purchases and 5 over $1,000, or about 2 properties over $1,000 a day. And this is with a small percentage of the user base allowed to fiat out. So just wait. I mean, just wait, folks. I think the opportunities are going to come up, and they're going to be big. Today, instead of a user of the day, we're going to do a user tip. I had someone reach out and recommend we look at Bleecker Street in Manhattan. Currently, it has a high USD floor of like $360, and a very high UpX floor of 600K. Looks to be a very hot area, and it could be, you know, with all the interest that if you associate it with the prices, you know, with all the interest, it could be an area for hot businesses and investments in the future. So take a look at it, use your own judgment to see if it's worthwhile getting into. But good tip, and I want to thank the user for reaching out and suggesting we take a look at it. Once again, thanks guys for coming by, and come back tomorrow. I want to take a look at some cool Street View properties and also update you on any of the latest Upland news. Thanks again, and have a good one.
Upland Real Estate Digest is an entertainment service. All views are for entertainment purposes only and not to be construed as financial advice. Upland Real Estate Digest is not affiliated with Upland.